Hey y'all, it's Kat McLeod. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today we are going to be doing a full face of Wet n Wild cosmetics. I am so excited about this because Wet n Wild is one of my favorite brands. They are from the drugstore. They're just really affordable and they are like known for that, but they have actual quality ingredients. So if you like seeing videos about that sort of content, if you like makeup videos, if you'd like to see more from me, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and also click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, you can click the notification bell. And what that's going to do is it's going to notify you every time I post a video, so you won't miss out on any future videos. Boop. So we're just going to get started. Alrighty, so first up, I got this primer. This is the Photo Focus Matte Primer. It had a little new sticker on it, but a lot of times when you see that in the drugstore, it doesn't exactly mean new. But I bought this partially because I've just been traveling a lot lately, visiting back and forth with in-laws and with my parents and all this different stuff. So I've been on the road or been on a plane a lot. And so I figured that this would be really cool for traveling. So let me go ahead and try it out. I did test this out like on the back of my hand the other day, and it seemed to help with the finish. I'm gonna put quite a bit. Just put a bunch. Put a bunch. Oh, it feels nice. It feels smoothing. It definitely feels silicone-y, which is like the #1 ingredient in it. So, silicone for days. Okay. Then I also got the Photo Focus Stick Foundation. I've never used this before. In fact, I've only ever used 2 stick foundations. One was from Maybelline, it was terrible, and one was from Ulta, and it was even worse. Ugh, it was bad. But this one is in Soft Ivory. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and it looks like it's going to be medium to full coverage. I mean, you can see that swatch. That's pretty solid. Oh, but it blends out really nicely, so we're gonna find out. I'm also gonna be using some of Wet n Wild's tools. These are a bunch of their brushes. These are just the typical brushes that you can find in the drugstore. I have all of them except for the fan brush and the like flat foundation brush, just because I don't ever use those 2 types of brushes, so I was like, I'm not gonna waste it. But I've actually had these for years, and I just wash them with baby shampoo. That's what I wash all of my brushes and sponges with, and they got so clean, and I was like, okay, so I don't know if they're like, you know, a more plasticky type of synthetic bristle, but anyway. So to put on foundation today, I'm going to be using their flat top brush. This reminds me of the M6 brush from Morphe that Laura Lee, one of my favorite YouTubers, always uses. So I was like, well, let me try this out. I feel like foundation brushes are more of what you want to use for a stick foundation, just because they'll be able to push the foundation around a little bit better than a sponge will. Like a sponge is just going to be like, a sponge is not going to do very much, whereas this is going to be able to like grab onto a lot of it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway. Okay. I like brushes because you can just get it right in your ears. Okay, I mean, it's blending out okay. It doesn't have as much coverage as I thought it was going to have. I would say it's more like light to medium coverage rather than medium to full. Sort of strange, but it blended out really beautifully. I mean, like, I can't tell that I'm really wearing foundation, but I also can't tell that I'm wearing foundation. I'm like the sort that I'm like, if I put it on, I at least want to be able to like, I don't know, because there's a difference between like it giving you like a naked skin effect and then it like straight up not doing anything. So I can't really tell whether this is actually doing anything. I'm just going to put it on those areas that I want a little bit more coverage. I don't know, it's more like color correcting rather than like actually covering. And then you can go back in with like your concealer and use that to actually get the coverage that you want. So I could see this working. I'm gonna travel with it, you know, because I could see myself being able to blend this in with my fingers. But I don't know that it's my favorite thing ever, because it's not covering up, you know, areas that I'm like, oh, that's like a must, you know. Okay, I'm going to use their Photo Focus Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair Neutral. I'm going to use this under my eyeballs, and I'm also going to use this to prime my eyelids today, coming under the eyeball. I like blending it with a brush because it's just so quick. You just slap it on there. Yeah, that blended out really quickly with the brush. I'm also going to dot a little bit of it just under the eyes. That way I can sort of highlight right now, and that way it doesn't look like raccoon eyes later if this foundation wears off before the concealer wears off, because that happens to me a lot. Now I'm going to use their Photo Focus translucent powder, huge container, and it's got all this space. So I'm guessing that that's space that you can like shake the powder out, which is kind of, I mean, if you ask me, that's kind of a good design. I like a nice deep powder. How much do you get in here? You get 20 grams. So that's for reference, the Coty Airspun in the orange container comes with like 60 grams. So this isn't like a ton of product, but it's not like I'm gonna go through it anytime soon. Ooh, it's fluffy. It's coming out already. Okay, so I'm going to use their powder brush. Whew, she fluffy. I like a nice light powder though. Tapping out any creases. It's not fragranced, so it's already got a leg up on the Coty Airspun. It feels very nice, feels really soft. It is nice. It feels good. It still looks like powder, which is, I mean, it's okay with me. I'm fine with something looking like powder because a lot of times your setting spray can fix that. So it's not a huge deal if you look a little bit cakey after putting on your powder. That's fine. Just brush off as much as you can and then trust your setting spray to do the rest for you. So it just means that everything's gonna blend really seamlessly over it. Oh my gosh, I've got dust all over my desk. Okay, to contour, I'm going to be using two different products. I'm going to be using the Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche, and I am also going to be using this new bronzer in Sunset Striptease. A color name though, I'm going to be using this angled floofy brush. I will say Wet n Wild's, their powder products are very nice. I'm just going to take that and I'm going to sort of pinch it until it's a bit thinner, and then just run it down the side of my nose, just for time purposes, because this video is going to be like a million years long. Hopefully not. Here's hoping. Here is hoping. Now I'm gonna go in with this bronzer. I kind of want to swatch the color because I swatched the one named Palm Beach Ready. I didn't even like look at the one named Ticket to Brazil because it I don't know, it was just too orange. It was like straight up orange, and I was like, I'm probably never gonna use this in my real life. And then I was like, well, do I get Sunset Striptease, which is a little bit more of like a satin finish it looked like, or do I get Palm Beach Ready, which was like straight up shimmery? So I bought Palm Beach Ready, and then I wound up taking it back immediately because it was so shimmery. It was like a dark highlighter, which would be gorgeous on a really dark skin tone, but I'm not very dark, so I don't know who would use that as a bronzer. I was thinking I would kind of like go outside of my comfort zone, but like I literally don't know if anyone could use it as a bronzer and make it look natural. There would have to be some serious smoke and mirrors, you know, face tuning stuff going on for that to be a worthy Instagram post. Okay, so I'm gonna swatch this baby. I really like that little palm leaf. Ooh, it's got a nice satin finish. This reminds me of the, oh goodness, I have an e.R.F bronzer that's sort of like that. Okay, that's pretty. So it does have a good bit of shimmer in it, but it's not hyperpigmented, and I like the actual tone of it. It's warm, so it's still a bronzer. It's not contour, but I mean, it's not too warm. It's kind of I don't know how to say it. It's kind of a neutral warm. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. I'm just gonna go right above where I took that kind of contour shade, and I'm just going to give the face a little color, make it look like I've been in the sun in my life. Okay, yeah, that is very beautiful. I like it. I think it's really pretty. Can you see that? I like. Next, we are going to go in with the Color Icon blush in their new shade, Keep It Peachy. Oh man, they still include these cheap little brushes. Do you actually use these? Ooh, this is like a really pretty matte color. And then I'm going to swatchy swatch. Ooh, okay, okay. So not like super pigmented, but like, you know, decent, smooth. Smooth counts. I think that for me is the #1 thing with blush, because I can build it up to this color if I need it to. Like pretty much no matter what the formula, I can build it up to that color. But if it's not smooth, if it like gets patchy on the skin, or if it's kind of a sticky formula, just get rid of it. Just throw it away right then. Okay, so I'm actually going to take my big powder brush because I don't have any more powder to use, so I'm just going to use this. And this. And this. Ooh. Okay. So she is. She's very peachy. Oh, I like that shade. Where have you been all my life? You've been in the Wet n Wild storehouse of greatness, and they've just been waiting to release you. Ooh. Oh, this is wreaking havoc on my heart. Oh my gosh, that color makes me emotional. I might be actually using this for our eye look today because I love it that much. Oh my gosh, and it's that pigmented. Like, I feel like I could definitely use that for an eyeshadow. Other brands need to take note. You don't have to charge $15 for a blush. You can charge like $3 to $5 and like it can still be a decent formula. Okay, so approve. So this is their Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Blossom Glow. I just got this the other day. I've only used it probably 3 to 5 times, but I love it. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my highlighter brush. But I'm going to go ahead and scrub it off, and then I'm going to dip in here. I like this one because it gives a nice feminine glow to the skin without looking unnatural. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of pink highlighters are they're just too much. This one is just enough. I really don't like colorful highlighters on a regular basis, but when I saw this one and how soft of a pink that is, I was like, oh, I need it. These are like $5. It's like a $5 highlighter. Look at that. Oh my word. Ooh, lovey. Very nice. The brow product that I have from them is their retractable brow pencil. It's their Ultimate Brow, and this is in the shade Taupe. Top, whatever. It's kind of got this triangular tip to it, and then on the other end it has a little bitty spoolie brush, which is nice. I like the triangular tip. I don't mind that when a brow product has that. I do prefer like a micro pencil, and Wet n Wild just came out with one of those, but this is fine for my purposes. So I kind of like working with these just because they're easy. They're nice for, like, you know, for beginners or something. If you don't know how to make hair-like strokes, you're just trying to fill it in as fast as possible, then maybe a triangular tip is actually going to be better for you. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get really precise down here. Okay. Actually, that turned out quite good. I like the balance of this product. Some products are too pigmented. Some products are too, like, almost creamy, where they come off so fast, like, you can't keep up. You're just like, oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna scrape this off of my face to look like a human's brow and not like an alien that's wearing a human skin? Actually, let me swatch the color for you. Okay, so it's like a decent poopy brown color, but like a puppy poop. So, like, it's kind of cute. It's like not dirty yet. It's a nice little dookie. And I want to say this thing retails for like $5. Maybe even less. Maybe like $4. I don't know how they do it, what kind of slaves they're using at their factories, but I mean, I'm benefiting from it. Okay, this is where this brow product kind of starts to get hairy. Is where, you know, you kind of come into the center part of your brow. I always do fine on this side. I cannot get this right, and so maybe products with bigger tips on them are harder to get that really, you know, light layer of product here in the front of the brow. Just keep it in mind, just a little PSA. Next, I'm going to take their Color Icon Single in Brulee. Oh, it's just such a smooth, like, cream color to put on your lid. So I'm just going to take the fluffier brush. This is their large eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to use this and floof it all over my crease area, at least. That way I don't get any creases in my other colors. Excuse you, sun. Come back. Alright, so the sun has just decided to leave me. It's fine. Next, I am going to pop into their Color Icon Not a Basic Peach palette. I have kind of promised myself that whenever I bring a palette on this channel, if it has a statement color in it, then I have to use the statement color, like the color that kind of jumps out at you from the pan. So if you look at this whole thing, what's the one color that jumps out? This turquoise right here. That's the reason I bought this palette, honestly, was for that one color right there. And then also this color kind of jumps out. So basically these 3 colors right here, but mostly this color. So I have to use at least that one color on some part of my eye look today. Honestly, when it comes down to a palette that's like $6 like this one was, then I will buy an entire palette for 1 or 2 colors. Hey, bud. Had to close the door because my husband came back. So anyway, some people don't feel right buying an entire palette because this is a big plastic commitment, and that's totally fine. You don't have to buy every single palette that comes along. But for me, like, I like to have a bunch of palettes because they're just really easy to travel with. Like, travel is a good priority for me. I like having, you know, a bunch of neutrals and then just a little pop of color in case I want to go do something special, or I want to go somewhere special, or I would just want to, you know, have a little fun with my makeup. Do whatever feels right for you, I guess. So, really just procrastinating on how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this transition shade to start off with, and I'm going to go ahead and put that above my crease, kind of blending outwards towards the brow bone, working in really, really light layers. I think that's a really good starting point. If you are not super confident in your makeup skills, just work in super light layers, because then you can stop while you're ahead. Now, I have to actually figure out what I want to do. I have no idea. So I think I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this peachy shade, and I'm going to kind of sweep it right where I put that transition shade. And I'm going to just kind of sweep it towards the brow bone, just to kind of give this like little halo of peachiness. And then I'm going to take this orange shade and I'm going to go below it and kind of staying, you know, kind of in this area. So coming on the outside just to kind of amp that color up just a smidge, but not taking it very far, and kind of keeping it on that outer V area. I'm not usually a huge fan of orange eyeshadows, so when I pick one up, I'm like, even though I have blue eyes and it makes my blue eyes pop, it's still like, it's kind of intimidating to me because, I don't know, it just warmer shades, like really warm shades, they get me frightened. They get me frightened. Okay, so it's got a nice little orange halo going on. I'm going to take this transition shade on the bottom, and I'm going to bring that only on the bottom of my outer V. Kind of working in little circles towards the center so it floofs that direction. I think I'm going to go ahead and line it with this dark chocolate brown shade right here. This is their small eyeshadow brush or smudger brush or whatever they call it. And I'm just going to touch it to my lashes and maybe drag it out just a smidge, dragging it upwards. I'm basically working with all of my neutrals before I work with my pop of color. And that's a very strategic move. And the strategy is I am procrastinating and I don't want to. So we've got like a little wing going on. I'm going to use whatever is left over on my smudger brush. I'm just going to connect that liner to my bottom lash. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Killed it. Yeah, nailed it. Now I'm going to take this fluffy brush again, and I am going to come into this terracotta shade and then come under here and blend it out just a smidge. Okay, cool, neat, nailed it. Yay. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of create almost a cut crease with this eyeliner. This is the On Edge Long Wearing Eye Pencil in Sapphire and Ice. I'm gonna use it for a cream eyeshadow real quick. I'm gonna take that eyeliner and I'm going to kind of start creating this almost starburst effect all the way up to my crease. I'm going to take this flatter brush and I'm going to kind of smudge it on the edge there. Then I'm going to take my turquoise shade from the palette with that same brush, and I'm just going to kind of pack it on top, almost setting it down with this. Adding a shade of the same color is a really good trick for getting kind of a foiled effect when it comes to shimmery eyeshadows. It makes it look a lot more wet on the skin. I'm going to attempt to recreate everything I just did on the other side. Wish me luck. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes with the black eyeliner. I usually don't do black eyeliners for a reason, because they're a lot harder to get off than any other color. But this is the H2O proof liquid eyeliner. I could ruin the whole thing right now. Do I even want to do this? Yeah, I'm doing it. So I'm just gonna follow the line that I made with my eyeshadow earlier. Okay, well that took 0.2 seconds. I'm quite proud of that actually. I think I'm going to take this guy in Precious Petals. I'm just going to take my finger, kind of dab this on the inner corner. That's literally all I'm going to do with that shade. Let me go ahead and set the face before I put on my mascara. This is the 3-in-1 Primer Water Prep Set and Refresh. This is the rose one. I really like the scent of this. Woo! She's refreshing. Okay, using my sponge, patting down the beard. So we're gonna try out this Lash Renegade. Ooh, it's got kind of like a spiky ball on the end, but it's also one of those flexible tips. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I like it though. Also, how the heck does that fit my lash at all? Like, how? Okay, so that is the difference that one coat makes. I've seen better, I've seen worse. We're gonna see the difference that 2 coats make. It is kind of making my lashes clump together. See what it just did there? So I'm really fighting that because I hate that. Ah, there it is. It's confirmed. The spiky ball hurts in your eyeball. Oh my gosh, and it's not even coming off. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wait for like 6 years for this to dry down. That way I can take it off. Okay, just because we have been going with peachy colors this whole time, I'm gonna go with Nudist Peach. I don't have a lip liner because the 3 places that I went in town that sell Wet n Wild did not stock their lip liners. So I was like, thanks a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swipe this on. These lip colors, love the wrinkles of your lips in a bad way, like in a very selfish way. So I like to take my finger and kind of tap out the lines and let it dry with my lips. Spread out wide like this. Yeah, here is my beachy kind of, you know, summery makeup look, kind of 1960s-esque. This was all created using Wet n Wild products. I would say it's a solid 4 out of 5 brand, maybe 4.5 out of 5. I don't know, because you do get some losses like these guys that are just, they're just gummy. They're just kind of, but then you have real gems like their blush and their bronzer and their highlight. Like, anyway, that is it for me, guys. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you guys again soon, hopefully. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for me. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Okay, bye. I just realized that I did my entire outro with the mascara still on my eyeball. It's just such a weightless formula. Yeah, that's not removing, Batman. It's stretching. It is by no means brittle. Okay, well, me and my permanent tattoo, we'll see you next time. I hate my life.